Hello nation, and welcome back to the homestead. Well, we've been getting a lot of love from you guys in comments on the live stream asking how we did through Hurricane Helene. Did I say that right?
You did.
All right, cool. And so we kind of wanted to give you guys a video of it's going to be some mixed footage here where Rob and I are going to be kind of talking about it here today, but also some of the footage that we took while the hurricane was going on, when we ventured out, when the eye of the storm was here, and just to look at some of the damage overall that happened. Like, for example, we were walking down here to shoot this video at this huge sinkhole that we have on the property,
Which we'll get to in a second, but...
Here we are a week later.
No, it's almost a month.
It's been a month?
Yeah.
And the ground is still so saturated that we had a little bit of a rainstorm this weekend. And this tree is now on the ground. And it's up by the root ball, which you'll see here in a second. Which is great because I kind of wanted to clear out that area anyway.
Sure.
Open it up for deer season a little bit maybe, or I mean, because it's such an awkward thing on our homestead. The topography right here is kind of weird. It's kind of awkward, but
Won't have to do anything with it now except cut it up.
I got to cut it up because 3 days ago I was driving back and forth through here on the canine. Now,
Surprise!
like, hey, let's go film a video. Okay, hey, let me just go ahead and show you another tree that's down.
Yep.
So we're gonna weave through this to get to the sinkhole. While we're doing this, you guys check out this footage from with Robin and I riding in the canine as we were coming down by the dam on the pond. That tree is out of.
Oh, wow.
That's the one the beaver chewed on. Okay, so we're here at the sinkhole. How can I put this? While you guys were watching that clip of us safely driving the canine, we were trying to be cool YouTubers and film us weaving in through the tree to cross the tree to come to where we are. And then this happened. You want to hand that to me?
Ooh,
Let you duck under there. Don't get caught, because I'll laugh. I was trying to fake it, then I almost did do it.
That's what you get for being ugly.
Yep, that happened. And then, because like that wasn't enough, and then we get here and we start to set up, and then this almost happened. Let's not do that, please.
One accident is enough, right?
Yeah, let's just take you take a couple of steps forward.
I'm good. I'm not going to move. I promise.
Well, you can't grab a hold of me, because if you do go down in there and you grab a hold of me, I'm going with you, and then we're both dead.
Then we're both dead. Okay, I'm not going to touch you.
Okay, so yes, that all actually just happened. Wanted to share that. But you're okay, right?
Yeah, I cut my hand a little bit and scuffed my knees, but I'll be all right.
Yeah. You're tough.
I'm tough. I can hack it.
Okay, so the area that we were stumbling to get to is where we are right now. Now, if you've been to my homestead before, if you've come here to visit, to put you in perspective of where we're standing, this is the spot where I killed that big buck that's on my wall. If you've been here, I've brought you here. This is my little bragging.
I was just gonna say your little proud moment.
My little proud spot, because he came out from behind that tree right there. But that tree is now leaning on that tree, and that tree is now leaning on the tree that I sat in. So this hunting spot
no longer safe.
It's no longer safe.
No longer safe.
So here is a current pan of what this spot looks like today. And now here's a shot. Now this is going to be rather quick, because Robin almost got beat up by a cow. In this shot, you're going to see how fast the water was moving. And I think we get all the way to the sinkhole before Bucky gets down here, right?
Yeah, and it was really like powerful. It wasn't just that it was fast, but like it was ripping through. I mean, you could see it taking mud with it. It was crazy.
All right, so that's how powerful the water was really moving here on our homestead, which is why I'm surprised as you take a look at this B-roll shot of behind the house. Yeah, our pond raised up and it went into the back and flooded a little bit into the backyard, but not a lot of damage was really done in that area. We luckily, as you guys are getting ready to take a look at this clip from the Robin and I riding around on the canine while we were in the eye of the storm, all of our trees fell on fences. And there's nothing really that you can really do about that, but check that out.
They're just right there. Yeah.
Now, while you guys were looking at that clip, Robin reminded me that I got to talk about the stump. The water was moving super fast, that in this one area where the creek leaves our property, there is now a huge stump wedged in that used to be there used to be nothing but rocks there. It was a beautiful waterfall before the hurricane, and now this stump is wedged in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it out.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of the hurricane fencing, and I mean, not that the cows can get through that, but it's open.
Yeah,
it's open right now. So
it's open now. That, I mean, the cows wouldn't go through that way because of the drop, because of what it was with the waterfall, but a two-legged predator could easily come through. And that's something that I just don't want, because I already have issues in that back corner with the neighbor anyway.
There's the other part too, where we're struggling to keep fencing in the middle of the creek. For some reason, part of our property line goes right through the creek.
Right through the middle of the creek. And I replaced it last year, but we kind of had it up there, but then because it's at a T-joint where two small creeks, like this one, and then the one that comes from my neighbor's property down, and they come together to hit the big one, which is on the back corner of the property. It just took that whole hog with cattle panel and all the T-posts. It just uprooted the T-posts, just washed the whole ground out. And it was all, the funny thing was, it was all still connected. You could pick the T-posts up and literally walk them back in there. And if you could get them to drive back in, you wouldn't have to retie them, because it just took it. It was like it put it on a hinge and just opened it up. For the most part, we are extremely blessed.
Yes.
Because I got to replace fencing. I don't have to replace a house. Now, our hay barn did take a little, I keep calling it a hay barn because that's what it was, but we turned it into our milking barn. Did take a little bit of a hit. The one, it broke some 2x6s in the very back, but they were already kind of questionable. Yeah. And then it took some of the way that they put the tin on this, I don't understand why they did this, but the way they put the tin on the side, it ripped some of them off. Now there's one screw, I'm telling you, I'm gonna back it out. I might put the daggum screw in a frame because it didn't break, it didn't budge. And this one piece of roofing tin
would not let go. It flapped the
whole time.
And it sounded awful. Like we thought there was some serious damage going on. And then we looked out there and realized it was just that one piece of tin, but it was
fun. My 2 big doors on my shop are destroyed. They're done. The hinges are bent. Because see, one of the things that we had to take into consideration, I didn't lock those doors down because there was also reports of pop-up tornadoes here and there. And my shop didn't have any windows for me to open, so I left those doors cracked open, and the wind got a hold of them and just did that because I didn't want that. Because one of the things they tell you with a tornado is to open up your windows because the pressure will pop.
The winds were unbelievable. It was crazy.
Yeah,
we're blessed to not have lost any more than we did.
What we did. So we're okay. We're just I'm gonna be real for a second. We're just not consistent with our videos on YouTube. We're horrible YouTube content creators.
Well, but to be honest, we never started this to be the content creators. We were trying to create stuff to tell people to be careful, don't do what we did. And so there are times now, we've been doing this for long enough that we're not making near as many mistakes as we used to. So there's not as much content to put together in our true heart of how we started our channel.
We wanted to be a teaching channel, but we still got to be we got to be more active.
Yes, and we're working on it.
But I mentioned how the backyard flooded,
but the front yard didn't.
The front yard didn't flood, and that is because of something that we did.
Oh, you're gonna say we did?
We did.
Because certainly not me in part of the we.
With something that we did earlier this summer. That, believe it or not,
it was a happy accident.
Fortunate accident, because if our front yard would have flooded like our backyard did, it would have been in the house.
Yeah.
And it would have been a whole different ball game.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I'm going to do a separate video on that because it deserves its own video because of how surprisingly happy or surprisingly beneficial, I don't know what exactly the right compound words are here to put.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is that if we didn't think about it being something that would benefit us like that, then certainly there are other people out there that obviously wouldn't know this either. And so we want to share that.
Yeah, this is definitely
because it's something we tripped upon, but we want to
not like how we tripped
really
coming through that tree over there.
I'm starting to get sore. Be quiet.
And not how we tripped when we were trying to make fun of our wife who tripped. So it wasn't that kind of trip. But be looking for that video. If this is your first time here and you guys, had a good time, had a laugh with us, because we try to make this as lighthearted as possible. We know a lot of people suffered hardcore from this hurricane.
Right.
But go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and we'll try to bring you more lighthearted content that we just trip over.
You're not funny.
You're kind of funny. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead.
God bless.
And have a nice day.